Hello everyone and welcome back to another interview here with our MVP for the PUBG Mobile World League West Season 0 from our third Super Weekend. It's not Korea, it's going to be someone else this time, and I'm happy to actually have Tensa here on the show. First of all, Tensa, how you doing, man?
Pretty decent. A little bit tired. What about you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm excited for the finals coming up in a few days. I think a lot of teams are going to be excited, and I think maybe a little bit worried as well for the teams on the lower rankings of what we saw out of the Super Weekend. But obviously, congratulations on taking the MVP award this week. I kind of want to talk to you about how does it feel performing so well in the last stages of the tournament. We saw you really come out strong when it was the opening weekend, but then definitely coming into the third and final Super Weekend, you performed amazing.
It definitely feels good. I wasn't expecting myself to do that good, and I would say not many people were expecting me to do that good either, because you may not know the term, but I was known as a TDM warrior. So you know the mode in Pubg Mobile? Yeah, that was all I played. I never really had any knowledge or IQ in terms of like fragging in world stages or things like that.
Yeah, but so strategy can always be taught.
Yeah, exactly.
Raw aim, that's hard to come by. Okay, well then, it was really cool to see you perform so individually, but what do you think was so special about this weekend that helped you get all these kills and be so impactful as a player?
I think it was my patience and staying calm during intense situations, because I'm known as a clutch player for Tempo, and that comes with a lot of stressful activities, I guess. So like keeping your head on the swivel, things like that, that really helped me.
I mean, it makes me even think back to, I think it was day 2 on Erangel. I think you had Spec in the tower. We're on the final match of the day, and you and I think Rain were over towards the beach. You were just laying down the pain in that game. How does it feel, though, to be able to finally kind of come back into your own like that and have the performances that you can do?
It feels great. I feel like I could do better because I know for sure that I'm still improving, especially since I keep changing my control sensitivities, things like that. I did it throughout World League, which was not ideal, but it still worked. So yeah, I can still improve.
Okay. And then, I mean, I guess looking back at the regular season and looking ahead to the finals coming up, how do you feel you rate yourself individually? And I know we can be our own harshest critics. So like on a scale of 1 to 10, and obviously why, like where do you feel like you played at the level you can play?
Overall, I would rate myself a 5 out of 10. I feel like I could definitely be a 9 out of 10. Definitely not a 10 out of 10, because I would still need that world stage experience for me to be a perfect 10.
So actually, I love that you mentioned that, the world stage experience. I was just talking to John Allen and Blank about this as well. Do you feel like coming into this event, with it not being a LAN event, with all the other players around you, actually helps you because you can be at home and more comfortable?
No, I don't think so, because when I did do ESL at LAN, it didn't really make a difference for me. I wasn't nervous, I wasn't shy, nothing like that. I would say if it was a LAN, it would have been way better, 100 times better, but I mean, we still held our own, especially me.
Yeah, definitely. And you guys, I mean, the thing is, I interviewed Beowulf last week, and he was talking about how I think he thought a lot of teams were sleeping on you guys, and I think you definitely showed why coming to this last and final week. You mentioned you're changing around your options a lot, so you're changing around your sensitivities. Well, what's your preferred way to play PUBG Mobile?
I play 5-finger claw. As far as my controls and sensitivities, they almost never stay the same for more than 2 days, which what? I would not recommend doing that. It's definitely not ideal, and if you're not good at adapting quickly, it will ruin your gameplay, but it's just something I do. It's habit. I've been doing it for any other game that I've played, so.
I know a couple people like that as well. They like every time they die in a game, they're like, all right, I gotta change some
Exactly. Like it's my sense fault. Like there's no it's me. Exactly.
Yeah, 100. I agree. I wish I could be like that too, but I just know deep down I'm a terrible player. But for all the other players out there who are trying to become better, besides, don't change your settings so often, what's kind of some tips you can give them to help improve their own gameplay?
I would say try not to improve with the mindset of improving, because like to that logic, like imagine like you're trying so hard to win a game, right? and because you're trying so hard, you make mistakes, and then you die. Think of it like that. If you improve without actually trying to improve, like little baby step improvements, then over time you'll get better, because I never actually tried to improve. I just improved over time. I allowed myself to take those baby steps.
Okay, so just maybe focus on like the small little goals of like, you know, being more consistent in aiming or something like that, and just like you're saying, like the small little baby steps to get better.
I mean, things, yeah, something like that, or just focusing on your mistakes after you die.
Okay. All right. Well, then, speaking of mistakes, I know we talked about off air that you're a little bit unhappy with your team's performance as of late, at least coming into this last Super Weekend. Going through the finals, where do you think you guys are going to be focusing on strategy-wise to improve going into, you know, the grand finals of the whole event?
I would say definitely we would try to change the hesitation side of things, because I feel going into the last Super Weekend, it wasn't really that prominent first and second, but really going into the last, we started freezing, all of us as a team, and it really hurt us in a way that just didn't feel great. So we're definitely going to focus on not hesitating, and if that does happen, we're going to try and set up a chain of command. So if our IGL hesitates, co-IGL hesitates, then it's me, or then it's Spec, things like that.
So, I mean, maybe you don't want to go too much into this, but what kind of caused this freezing then? I mean, because Cloud9 weren't playing, so you guys could easily like work up the rankings to increase your prize earnings. Was it just the pressure of this is the final weekend, or what was it specifically?
I think it was the fact that we were paying attention to the points too much.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was overall the main reason. That definitely hurt us. Because, I mean, I was paying attention to the points. I was paranoid. I was definitely paranoid of dying early. And I don't know, it screwed us over, so.
I think a lot of teams had that problem, actually. We interviewed Slicky on air from Wildcard, and we asked the question of, why is it going to the 5th game of the day, the last game of the day, you guys seem to play so much better? And he said something along the lines of, they just get frustrated and they say, screw it, let's just play. And they end up performing really well. And I feel like that may be something that's kind of similar for you guys then?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, well, cool. It's been really nice having you here for an interview. It's been nice change of pace, you know, not having Carrillo here every single weekend. But let's give you a chance to give a shout out to anyone, any fans, friends, family, any favorite hosts on the West League, you know, your choice.
I don't know. I just want to thank my family for investing in this, because it's not like they didn't have to support me, but overall they did. I wasn't going to do PUBG Mobile Pro League at all, or even get into the competitive scene if it wasn't for the people from PUBG, like my friends, Monica, other people. So they goaded me on to do that, and here I am. So thanks to them, I didn't think I would be able to.
Yeah, who would have thought, you know, not too long ago, you could be making, you know, tens of thousands of dollars in this now. Last question. Actually, I'm just going to throw it out to something else now completely. With the money you're earning here from the World League, what are you going to buy yourself? Come on. I want to hear a little something juicy here.
Buy myself? Nothing. I'm not that big on spending money. Usually I just put it all into the savings account, or
Smart.
I just like spend $100 on PUBG Mobile, because they be putting out some nice stuff.
Don't worry, PUBG Mobile did not have you say that. That was all on your own accord.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for taking the time, man. I appreciate it, and wish you the best luck going into the finals.
All right, you too. Take it easy.